Hello everyone and welcome to the Starladder Starseries Season 5, Game 4 of Day 1. TCM-Gaming versus Absolute Legends, the main team. We're going to have AL on the Radiant side as well as TCM on the Dire. And AL getting the first pick this game, and they're going to immediately ban out the Silencer. So we won't get to see any of that exciting fun this game, where the king of not talking gets to hang out and make sure everyone shuts up the rest of the game. He's taken out. TCM respond with the Batrider ban as their first ban. So we won't get to see that either. He has been in the last two games, and in both was just very key, I feel, to the success of the teams. Perhaps another hero could have filled such a role, but Batrider always feels like such a powerful hero any game he's in. Keeper the Light gonna be the second ban out from Absolute Legends. Not a really surprising ban there, I don't think. Coddle, very powerful in tri-lanes, really annoying to deal with. And just so good with so many of the heroes that really get played a lot in the current meta. Excuse me. Nyx Assassin going to be the final ban out here from TCM Gaming, and as we head into this pick phase, just another hero that we see banned out pretty commonly. And AL going to use their first pick to take up Wisp. And Wisp, a hero that we're seeing more and more often lately, I think, in sort of unconventional roles. We saw him earlier today, being played as a solo mid carry Wisp. Worked out really well for them in the early game. As the game went on, discussion could be made as to how effective that choice was, but Wisp was super powerful. Rushing Daggons, zapping people, shooting lasers. You know how it is. You know the deal. TCM now looking for their first and second pick. TCM spending a little bit more time thinking about what they want to go for. Lots of great heroes in the pool. With these two bans early for each side, it's really just basically impossible to ban out all of these heroes that teams favor nowadays. But taking their time to think about what they want to go for. Wouldn't be too surprised to see them maybe pick up one of the carries they like. And they're actually going to go with Rubik and Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter coming out there. And so Rubik probably getting played as a support hero. This is how we most commonly see him nowadays. Gyrocopter also kind of confusing, so as to how he wants to get laned, whether he's solo mid or as a tri-lane carry or even a tri-lane support. And AL gonna just pick up Chaos Knight. No point delaying it since they do have Wisp. And Chaos Knight is just so good with Wisp. And they even get the Darkseer as their third pickup. So a really powerful lineup coming out from Absolute Legends to start with here. In the farm, they're going to have that Wisp and that Chaos Knight. For the just really powerful ganking and global presence, Chaos Knight just pretty powerful carry, and with his abilities early in the game in the form of the stun as well as the Reality Rift,
10 seconds remaining.
combined up with the tether from Wisp, which Reality Rift turns Reality Rift effectively into his stun. It's just really going to be pretty powerful, and Darkseer just always good in teams. TCM, like, well, we have two heroes that can be played in multiple ways. Let's just pick up the hardest carry that we can think of. And they go with Animage. And I've heard that TCM like to play the 4 protects 1 type strats, and Animage fits in perfectly as one of the better split pushers and just flash farmers in the jungle as the game goes on. Animage really is going to fit in well with that kind of lineup. And that's what they're going to choose to go for here. And we're going to head into the second ban phase with both teams already having what presumably are going to be their hard carries.
5 seconds remaining.
AL looked like maybe they were caught a little bit off guard by that Animage pickup. Maybe weren't expecting Animage to just get picked up out of nowhere. Anti-mage. But he was, and they're thinking good, long, and hard on this third ban here. Trying to figure out maybe how TCM want to lane Gyrocopter now. Maybe they were expecting Gyro to be the carry. And now he's looking likely to be a solo mid type hero instead. And they're going to go with the Shadow Demon ban here. So Shadow Demon, pretty powerful hero as a supporter. And pretty good with Anti-Mage. If you Shadow Demon disrupt the Anti-Mage, it's pretty powerful. Because they the illusions will also have mana burn. A lot of times we see Shadow Demon sort of picked as a counter to Anti-Mage because of that. You can just disrupt the Anti-Mage. When he comes out, you have all these illusions. They can burn his mana. You can turn him on his team. The Anti-Mage gets lots of farm. Then you having big, powerful Anti-Mage illusion seems pretty good. I would always like to see Lena. Disruptor ban coming out from TCM-Gaming. Disruptor almost always picked like sort of as a counter to Wisp, and seeing him banned out right there by the team who would be picking him to counter Wisp is pretty surprising. It's definitely not what I would be expecting, but they do ban it out nonetheless, and AL would likely be looking for some form of support here. And then AL ban out the Queen of Pain, which is a hero I think people might have been speculating AL would pick up. But is a good hero for TCM to maybe go in the off lane. And now TCM thinking about their fourth ban here.
5 seconds remaining.
And they're going to go with the Magnus for their fourth ban. And final ban out from Absolute Legends going to be the Clockwork. So we got to see Clockwork work pretty well last game. We won't get a chance to see him again this game, but another hero I feel like really can have a place in the meta. TCM now looking at their final ban. Not sure what they're going to want to go with. Again, probably some sort of support wants to be picked up from AL here, as well as a solo mid hero. It's also possible they could just run another dual lane, or a jungle and a solo, and just send like Wisp Chaos Knight mid.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And still thinking about it, and they finally go with Nature's Prophet. So a hero that can jungle, solo mid, solo off lane, and kind of fits a lot of the roles that AL might have been able to pick up here. AL now gonna look for their fourth pickup. Again, probably want something that could solo. Or if they choose to just run double duels, and with Luna, that also looks like it might be a little bit more likely. They could still do that. But they are going to choose that Luna as their fourth pickup. So they have two heroes that are typically seen as carries at the moment. It's also possible we could just end up seeing like Luna in the mid lane, solo, Darkseer off lane, and then the Chaos Knight Wisp continue to just go bottom and get some form of tri-lane. Shout out to Brazilian players with thanks to Pain Gaming.
Reserve time.
From the chat, KRGT. So a lot of options still for how AL want to lane this. And their last pick will probably give a little bit more insight, but not everything away. It's just really open with their current lineup how they want to lane it. They could run two duels, which is something we don't see too often anymore, but it's obviously not completely out of the question. TCM, their fourth pickup, gonna go with Enigma.
Radiant team pick.
And Enigma, a hero that we don't see as often as we used to, but really just powerful in teamfights with that black hole. If you line up a good black hole, it's kind of hard to lose a fight. And can jungle, can also solo, so keeps options for TCM if they want to just run a dual lane with Rubik and Anti-Mage, and send Enigma in the jungle, Gyrocopter into mid, and just pick an
10
offlaner.
seconds remaining.
They could also run Enigma in the offlane, and
5 seconds
Gyrocopter mid,
remaining.
Rubik Anti-Mage pick a third support. So a lot of options for both teams now.
Reserve time.
I don't think Gyro is particularly likely to support
Dire team
with
pick.
the Anti-Mage. Gyro is more an aggressive support, and Anti-Mage is a very defensive tri-laner. Enchantress is going to be the last pickup from Absolute Legends, so really adding... It really hasn't changed too much here about how they want to lane it. If they want to go Wisp Chaos Knight mid, they still can, and then they have Enchantress in the jungle to support
10 seconds
both the Wisp
remaining.
Chaos Knight as well as a Luna who would solo in the safe lane, and the Darkseer
5
off.
seconds remaining.
And I mean, it does mean that we will see Enchantress in the jungle, that is for
Reserve
sure,
time.
and Darkseer will be solo, probably almost certainly in the
10
off lane with
seconds
this.
remaining.
And
5 seconds remaining.
now we're waiting for this last pickup now from TCM.
Windrunner
And they're
at
going to
your
go with
service.
Windrunner. So with that Windrunner pickup, it's another hero that could just really lane in any of the roles that they currently need, whether mid, off lane, or even as the third support, or a second support in the tri-lane. So really interested to see how these teams are going to lane each other, how much of it will be kind of based on just what they picked, and how much of it will be based on the speculation for what they think the other team is laning. But these are definitely far more interesting picks, I would say, than what we've been seeing in the last couple games. There have been some few surprise ones, like we all got to see the exciting Silencer, which is always fun. But with this game, I think there's a lot more sort of drafting around each other.
10
TCM is
seconds
obviously
remaining.
going to be running more the 4 protects 1 strategy with the Anti-Mage. It's
5 seconds remaining.
almost always difficult to assume that Anti-Mage is going to get aggressive early, and probably is not correct to ever assume that. And my camera is not set to free because we reconnected 7 times.
Prepare for battle!
Alright, gonna go over the players real quickly and who they're on. I'll change my announcer so that people don't yell at me. We have Quix taking up the role of Anti-Mage. He's heading to the safe lane to farm. We have Go Audio on the Enigma. CHW Dota taking up Gyrocopter. Blueberry Ninja on the Rubik with some swaggy cape. And finally, we have Wern on the Windrunner. It looks like Windrunner's going to be sold out bottom lane, with Gyrocopter in the mid lane, which means we'll have a jungling Enigma. Opinions are the best. And Blueberry Ninja will be supporting the Anti-Mage in this safe lane while he gets as much farm as possible. Whoa, look at how, like, super appropriate this English is. Meanwhile, take a look at our fountain. I'm looking. I don't see anything. What am I... What? I feel like I'm supposed to see something. Sweet. This guy types so well. Oh, but he misspelled peak. Oh. He's got this... They're just talking about this courier. Yeah, I guess they just wanted to point out the Starladder courier. I mean, it is pretty cool. I have it too. And if any of you guys are interested in obtaining said courier, it comes with the Starladder ticket in Dota TV. With a sharp canasta? What? So it looks like somebody's going to be pulling in
30
this middle lane.
seconds to
Not
battle.
sure who it's going to be yet. All the heroes from AL... Oh, I haven't gone over who's playing who. Excuse me. We have Miggle, taking up the Darkseer, as well as Mania on the Wisp, Rise on the Enchantress, Unicorn on the Chaos Knight, and finally Miracle on the Luna. You can only catch me on
The
Twitch
battle
or on
begins.
VODs that I upload to YouTube. I'm not big name enough that I can get into the game so that you guys can watch me from a broadcaster slot. Maybe someday, with your support. But not at the moment. So it does look like we're going to have Wisp and Chaos Knight in the middle lane, which is pretty much what I was expecting. And that means we're going to have Enchantress jungling with the Solo Luna in the bottom lane. And finally, the Darkseer who found an Invis rune, and that's going to let him just leech experience. Must be nice. Must be nice. Yeah, just by watching me is all I need. Nothing else. I appreciate your viewership. I don't think you pluralized that. Miguel, getting his mana burned. Probably doesn't appreciate that. It's kind of strange that he would put the Ion Shell on the Anti-Mage and basically let him choose when Miguel's able to get some last hits here. He does hit level 2 now and is able to get that Surge. Looks like they're trying to get a kill on the Windrunner, and they're probably going to be able to, especially with that slow. Oh, the stun misses, but he does manage to get a hit. First blood, go in the way of Enchantress, killing off that Windrunner. Turns out mini stun's pretty good. Yeah, you guys don't need to go out of your way to support me. If you're just like here watching and hanging out, that's cool. If I get viewers, I feel good about myself. Build self-esteem. That's enough support for me. Unicorn doing pretty decent in the mid lane. He's up against the Gyrocopter, and Gyrocopter's not having a great time outlast hitting the 71 base damage Chaos Knight. It's kind of high compared to his, what has he got? 58? So, not too much going on. It looks like they're going on Miguel in this top lane. He doesn't have any mana to be able to surge away, but I don't think they're going to be able to do enough damage to actually bring him down. Might try and tower dive for it. Yeah, they're going to back off. He does have the shield, and losing all his mana is really unfortunate for him. He's going to have to go back all the way to base. It's getting close to his soul ring, though. Still, what, 350 gold off? Correct. Chaos Knight does like 56 to 96 damage, probably. 54 to 94 right now. 59 to 89. I would have to like do math to actually consider how much that does. But yeah, Chaos Knight, because he is chaotic, has a huge damage range. But even his minimum damage is 59, whereas Gyrocopter's is now 61. His average, which means his minimum is 56. On average, Chaos Knight is doing much more damage, but even on Chaos Knight's worst roll, he's doing better than Gyrocopter's worst roll. I really feel like that's the sort of thing that should have been removed by now, though. The damage ranges. They're really so pointless. They move it, add an element of randomness that is pretty unnecessary. But people don't like change. Did Gyro missile? No. No, he didn't. Which is unsurprising. I think this is a pretty standard Gyro build nowadays.
Radiant's middle tower is
Enchantress
under
gets
attack.
another kill on Windrunner in his bottom lane.
Guess you're mortal then.
And Enchantress continue to get the best in the bottom lane, but they are able to get a kill on Darkseer in this top lane with the Anti-Mage as well as the Rubik. So, because the hold from Darkseer lasts just a small amount of time, if Anti-Mage gets a couple attacks off and burns the mana of Darkseer, he can't really get away, can't surge effectively. And if he tries to surge early and gets held up by the telekinesis, then he definitely goes down anyways. So Darkseer not in a great position here, and it looks like he's finally realizing that that is the case. He's going to go hang out in the jungle for a while. Wisp using a mana pot up here. I don't know if they're planning on trying to go for Gyrocopter. Smoke being used by Ryze. Windrunner has started trying to pull the Ancients a little bit. Looks like a Smoke Gink's going to come out in this middle lane on the Gyrocopter, but he's already backing off.
Dire's middle
And
tower is under
not going to be
attack.
able to get the kill on him at the moment, but that does set up the team to try and go for the level tier 1 tower in this mid lane, and TCM not in any position where they're going to be able to pretend that they can try and push that or prevent this push. Let's see if Chaos Knight does in fact get the last hit on the tower. So some bonus gold going his way. Buys up his treads. Animage continuing to get pretty good farm in this bottom or top lane, left basically completely alone. It's almost got enough for a Void Stone if you wanted to go for it. And AL not finishing off this push. Missile coming in on Darkseer from the Gyrocopter. Don't think they'll actually go for anything off of it. He gets hit by it. It's only level 1 missile. Doesn't do very much damage at all. More annoying than anything else. And with that little bit of rotation coming in from TCM, AL decides it's time to go. We'll do a little bit of damage to this tier 2 in the mid lane. Enigma getting close to level 6. Surprised he hasn't gotten it. He's not really that far ahead of Enchantress. I suppose Enchantress has gotten a couple, 2 kills, as well as participating in the tower, but that doesn't give him experience. Looks like Gyrocopter gonna go down this mid lane. Gets caught out by the Wisp CK combo. So Gyrocopter not having a great time. Turns out Wisp plus Chaos Knight is kind of annoying to lane against. I don't know if you have heard that, but it is in fact the case. And Rise shows back up on Enchantress, this time with a Satyr Torment. Didn't it used to be a Hellcaller? When did it become a Tormentor? Whatever. And they're gonna continue just pressuring this tier 2 in the mid lane. TCM look like they're rotating in. They are smoked up. Not sure if they were trying to go for something bottom and now they're heading mid, or they smoked towards the bottom. Oh, and Chaos Knight does miss the last hit on the tower, just barely, getting punished by his high damage range. And it looks like Rubik gets found out by this Chaos Knight. Does have to be careful he doesn't get pulled up, but now he's going to go down. Wisp actually getting that last hit, shooting his little balls of light. And it looks like AL's going to pressure this top tier 1 now. They're taking both towers in the mid lane. Animage is going to be forced back. They know they have to take away some control from him. Let's already have a Claymore up. Centaur Conqueror.
Top tower is under attack.
Huh. Animage farming in the jungle. Knows that he's probably safe. You can see all the enemy heroes hanging out, killing his towers. No big deal. He's gonna have to try and get this Battle Fury. He's got good farm, but where are they porting? Bottom lane. So, not the best Wisp teleport of all time. What with the Enigma just standing here getting ready to black hole. Chaos Knight does manage to get a kill, but they kind of get punished
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
for porting into 3 heroes with 2. Yeah. Oh, Luna was dead before they got there. Okay.
Radiant structures are
Well,
fortified.
TCM now going to pressure this tier 1 in the bottom lane. Enigma's not there to be able to summon
Is under attack.
more Eidolons, so they're going to go down in a second. With that, this push is pretty much going to stall out. Lunaport's back in. He's got a Midas up. Gonna use that. And looks like Rise is hanging out in this top lane. I don't know if he's trying to pressure the tier 2 tower here, but he's not gonna be able to do it alone, even against just Animage. Animage can probably kill Enchantress solo. And Luna's got to be careful. Looks like a Smoke Gink coming out from TCM here.
Dire's
And
middle
has
tower
no
is under
idea.
attack.
It's going to need to eclipse right now. Needs to eclipse already.
Shite.
Too many heroes on the dance floor. They all get killed. Or get a kill on Luna. Excuse me. Take a quick look at net worth for you guys.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they're going to be
is
able to
under
take this
attack.
tier 1 tower now. But it looks like AL's going to try and take the tier 2 top.
Radiant's
exchange.
bottom tower has fallen.
Tower does go down bottom much more quickly.
Dire's
We have a
top
Windrunner
tower is
porting
under
back.
attack.
But Windrunner doesn't have any mana. Oh, it's a Soul Ring. I'll be able to throw off a power shot, which is not going to stall this push up at all. And Wisp Chaos Knight are just going to zone her out now.
Dire's top tower
Wisp does
is
have an
under
Urn up
attack.
with the Pierce. So Windrunner has to be careful here. If he gets too close and Chaos Knight Reality Rifts, she will die. Only has 1 point in Wind Run. It's not going to last long enough to survive. And, yep, they're just going to have to give that tier 2 tower up. Can't really defend it. They don't even have a black hole up. They're not defending the towers because they can't. Chaos Knight is way stronger than anyone on their team right now. Especially not with the black hole down. This is in fact a best of 1.
Heard of me?
And AL now probably gonna just see them rotate to this bottom lane. Yeah, the anti-mage is completely not online at the moment. And the rest of the team can't really do too much. Black hole is basically completely necessary at this point in time for them to defend any tower. You were in fact wrong. You might want to get that checked out. I have nothing. If I were, I would admit it, but no, I am not gay. Even if I sound like it. Maybe I do, I don't know. I can't hear myself. So AL looks like they want to go on mid lane. That seems a little aggressive from Chaos Knight. Or maybe Wisp just wanted to have spirits going.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay. They're going to take this tier 1 in the bottom lane unless the defense gets mounted by TCM. And with only 2 outer towers remaining, they probably need to start
Dire's
trying to
structures
defend.
are fortified.
Their team isn't that great at turtling. It's not
Radiant's top
terrible.
tower is under attack.
And looks like they're going to at least force them back, at least for the moment. A lot of stacks getting put up here. Let's let Gyrocopter try and get a little bit more farm. Try and catch up. I didn't drop any frames, so the lag was probably on Twitch's end or your own. TCM continuing to just kind of wander around with their supports. Gyro trying to flat cannon down as many of these ancients as he can. He still has absolutely nothing. And he'll have Drum after he kills, or just waits it out. If he wants to just buy Drums up, I guess, but that's leaving him with Phase Boots and Drums, and that's it at 14 minutes, which isn't very good farm. You can tell that looking at the graph. All the top farmers on the side of AL. Closest animation to Battle Fury.
Regeneration.
He's gotta have something more than this, right? Oh, I guess he finished Tranquils? Rubik got cosmetics in the most recent patch. Ugh, can't talk today. I think they look pretty okay. We can take a look at him. The cape is pretty cool. Seems to move a lot. Looks like Wisp is porting in on this Windrunner.
Dire's bottom tower
And
is
a
under
beautiful
attack.
dodge there by the Wisp, making sure the shackle doesn't latch. And that's going to result in 2 kills. Oh, but the stun stolen by Rubik almost results in Darkseer getting killed. Darkseer's gonna run, trying to get the kill on the Rubik, but the Windrunner buys back, ports in, gets the kill with a good power shot. Unfortunately, this is gonna result in the kill on Gyrocopter on their return from Chaos Knight. Black Hole comes out, it's gonna lead to a kill on the Chaos Knight, looks like. Maybe. There it is. Wisp's gonna try and pull himself away with the tether, manages to get out. And so another Black Hole used, but only for one kill this time. It is on the Chaos Knight, which is pretty good for them, but the Luna has been farming and has a lot more, a little bit more gold. Has to be a lot more. Is something for Luna on this? Boop. Yeah, BKB finish on the Luna. I was pretty sure Luna was out farming this Anti-Mage. Sorry, my mouse was dying a little bit there. And Luna has her BKB finish now. With that, I think they probably should group up and try and take out this tier 2 bottom. And once that's done, they can go for the Roche pit. Get the Roshan pretty quick and easy. Oh, Enigma. There's no escape, buddy. And that call down is not going to do anything to stop them, Gyrocopter. And they get back to this top lane. Looks like they're... Where's the Chaos Knight? There he is. Anti-Mage almost getting picked off there by the Wisp and the Chaos Knight. And gonna be forced back. Enigma's still down for 10 seconds. He has 100 seconds on Black Hole. Now is definitely AL's chance to try and go for something big. And they're gonna... Looks like they're just gonna go for Roshan, maybe? They're close to it. Bottled Invis on Chaos Knight. And TCM pretty much have to know this is going on, but without the Black Hole up and Anti-Mage still doesn't have anything, just finishes his Battle Fury finally, they're not going to be able to defend this at all. Mania going to use Spirits to try and just scout out. Puts a ward up to make sure no one's up there before he drops the ward. Or uses the Spirits to get close, make sure no one's nearby before he drops that ward up there. That gives sight. Easy Roche. Chaos Knight picks that up. Seems like it's the right call. I have not tried to use Smooth Drag. Remind me after this game and I'll see what it looks like. I don't know what it does. Anti-Mage trying to just pick off towers, it looks like. Thinks he might be able to get a free easy one. And it looks like a gank gonna come off on the Gyrocopter. 4-second stun, incredibly unnecessary. Or necessary, depending on how you like overkill. Rubik with his haste rune. It looks like this new staff doesn't work right with haste. It also looks like his new staff is like messed up. He doesn't have a staff. Oh, there it goes. Just had the floating green goop. They're trying to find Rubik. He ported out. They're not going to catch him. But if they do wander in here, they will run into Enigma. And if Enigma's not careful, he will be an easy pick-off. And he's going to port away. Eyeline spots him out. Anti-Mage as well. Porting back. And I'm not really sure why AL isn't forcing an issue somewhere. They're still wandering around. Looks like they want to go for ganks, but... I mean, take a look at these graphs. 3,000 experience, almost 10,000 gold. Just way ahead. No, CK and Ursa, that sounds awesome. How do you lose when you have Chaos Knight and Ursa?
Wait up.
And Anti-Mage gets picked off with the teleport in from the Wisp and the CK. Urza just built 6 Battle Furies, GG. So, TCM now, still really on the back foot, but AL's letting them buy time. They're going for ganks, and that's all well and good. Chaos Knight has his armlet. There's Yasha up on the Luna. I understand wanting the farm, but you gotta imagine that pressure here.
Dire's bottom
It's really what they
tower
need to
is
do.
under attack.
They're trying to keep as much farming space away from the anti-mage as possible, but it seems like it would be pretty easy for them to just try and go for high ground now. But I might just be overestimating things. Perhaps I'm a little too hasty.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
In the meantime, they will continue to just push. It looks like they're even content to split push at the moment. The only defense TCM can really mount is on the back of Black Hole, and it's hard to Black Hole 2 lanes at the same time.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
SOP. Gem up on the Enchantress, as well as rushed Aghanim's Scepter. Who needs finished boots when you have Aghanim's Scepter?
Invisibility.
Abdnugek. Try to go for another kill on the Anti-Mage. Not able to get it. They are going to spot him out though. I know he's blinking away, but they're not going to be able to go for him. And so this age is pretty much going to be wasted. It should be down a minute and a half-ish. Give or take a couple seconds. This is in fact the last game of the night, guys. I believe. I'll check to make sure. But I'm pretty sure this is the last game of the night. Maybe I'll get in that big farm on his Darkseer. Weird shackle. I don't know if he thought that was the right angle. Maybe he was just hoping for the sweet Dota 2 angles. EG versus Liquid? That's in, that's not in Starladder. So AL continuing to just do their split push farm. Gonna waste this Aegis, it looks like. They have like 50 seconds. Anti-Mage continuing to try and get farm. He doesn't even have a Yasha. There won't be any more games tonight, KRGT. There will be more tomorrow, and I will be streaming those. Mania gets picked off on his Wisp out in No Man's Land.
To the underscape.
Not sure what he thought he was doing there, but he gets punished for it. Well past where his ward was. And Unicorn content to just farm up to 3,200 gold now. We'll see what he goes for. Might just go for heart and be like, I don't want to die. That ain't me. He has already died at least once, right? Twice. Yeah, that Wisp carry was not in fact fat enough to carry 1v5. So he leaves his bottle here next to this tower. And goes and picks it up, realizes that, why did I leave my bottle there? Better just walk back and get it. Okay. Well, that's a thing that he did. And he buys a Reaver, so yeah, he's going for heart like I figured he would. Finds this magical haste rune there, fills up his bottle. Not sure what that was about. Why maybe he was gonna bottle crow and then Darkseer spotted out that haste rune? I don't know. But the Wisp has respawned. He's up there. Luna buys Yasha, then decides, why would I get Manta style when I can just get Butterfly? And took a page out of the handbook of the gyrocopter from last game, and is like, build Yasha, don't finish Manta, build Butterfly. I guess he got BKB instead of Helm of the Dominator though, so a thing. There's a homing missile flying at this Luna. Making sure to pull an entire creep wave with it. Not getting a ton done. With Split, you can dodge Shackle Shot as well as get rid of Malefice. The evasion's great too. I'm not like, you know, trying to discount evasion. I'm saying it's weird that you would even bother with the Yasha first. Maybe she didn't think she'd be able to just have this time to farm. Maybe she, like me, thought that their team was going to push instead of just go with War of Attrition Dota. But it happens, and that is how they're playing. And as we can see, Animage is completely starved. He's got a Yasha now, and 2,100 more gold, so he's getting closer and closer to being able to have Manta, which is not the fastest Manta, considering he does have Battle Fury.
Haste.
Not sure why he's cutting down all these trees. Maybe he's giving up on life and just wants to become a woodsman. Lumberjack. So, Darkseer finished the Scythe. I don't know when this happened, but suddenly he's incredibly farmed and has the Scythe of Eyes. Enchantress deigned to finish her boots after getting that quick Aghanim Scepter. She's going to be doing quite a bit of damage and hanging out as far back in fights as possible. Roshan's going to be up in another 30 seconds. We'll see if they decide to actually use this Aegis to some great effect, or just hang out and farm with it. Chaos Knight's only about 400 gold off of his heart at this point. And it looks like they're porting somewhere to the middle lane.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And they're gonna get this kill on the Gyrocopter very quickly. Rubik steals Chaos Bolt. Good thing to steal. See, he should use it here. Almost gets killed by that crit. Will get picked off by Miguel. Just uses his sheep stick and lets Chaos Knight get the kill. And with that, 2 more kills, quick kills, go on the wave. TCM or AL actually going the way of Unicorn. And he has his heart. It's got to be flying out to him. The recipe. It is, along with a couple more wards for Mania. And Enigma is trying to push, but was having a little bit of trouble microing his Eidolons, it looked like.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
They deny the tower mid, now they're going to go for Roshan. Enchantress uses the Wild Wing Ripper to tank a little bit, so Chaos Knight can start doing damage. Manta Style finally finished by Anti-Mage 29 minutes in. So he's starting to get some items. Starting to get there, and AL obviously way ahead. We check gold, 15,000. Experience approaching that level as well. And AL definitely starving TCM for money at this point. Just controlling the map. There's always been at least a couple heroes up in this top lane trying to make sure that they can't really use their jungle effectively, and that's what Animage really relies on for farming. With his flash farming, he can just jump around in the jungle with the Battle Fury, getting as much farm as possible as quickly as possible. Jump into lane anytime it sort of gets near your tower. You can hang around and split push if your team is doing something. But because AL took those towers top so early, at top and mid, there's just nowhere for Animage to go. He is split pushing now, though. He's got this tier 2 bottom.
Dire's top tower
But AL's ready to high ground. Animage probably not even going to bother porting back. Might just try and get some sort of trade. Pretty much the best he can hope for here is that they let him trade. It looks like Gyrocopter's trying to go for mid as well. But these barracks are going to go down pretty quickly. Image is going to be forced back by just the TP of Luna.
Nature attend
Middle
us.
tower is under attack.
Trying to kill Enchantress, but not working too well. Gyrocopter forced the TP out, and then a Unicorn comes back in on his Chaos Knight after the Wisp ported out, and that's going to result in at least one lane. They're probably going to go for two. It looks like they are going to go for two. Chaos Knight does so much damage already. And with that overcharge just hitting so fast, Chaos Knight getting that tower kill. It's going to take these lane as well. AMH continuing to try and get this tier 3 bottom, but his split push isn't even managing to go as quickly as his team is losing the game. And he might be able to get, he will get this tier 3 and maybe even be able to do some damage to the barracks, but he lost 2 lanes already, and they're just going to rotate and take the third.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
And
attack.
he runs to the fountain, realizes, I should probably have a TP scroll, buys it, then goes back to just killing the melee racks.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Already lost all tier 3s. Black Hole comes out, not going to do anything because it doesn't catch Luna.
Where are you going?
And GG gonna get called.
Dire's bottom barracks
Even that Black Hole, if it had hit everybody,
bottom barracks
wouldn't have
has
really
fallen.
mattered. AL just took high ground and took all of the lanes. Sat and farmed until they made sure they would definitely be able to just completely win the game when they went in high ground. Aegis doesn't even pop from the Chaos Knight. No one on TCM's team can even kill him with the heart and the How did Amish didn't die?
Dire's
Did he?
middle tower has fallen.
Amish didn't die.
Dire's ancient is under attack. Radiant victory.
And TCM gets punished for the Animage trying to protect one pit lineup, and just gets pushed out of the game very quickly. And I'll leave this scoreboard up for you for a moment. Take a quick look at that. Once again, my name is Kunaz. I'm streaming these Starladder Starseries Season 5 games. This was day 1. I believe that is the last game of the day, for this tournament at least. I will be back tomorrow, so long as everything goes according to plan, to cast those games as well.